I do believe we are live. So I'll say indeed and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Did a bug just fly into my eyeball? Bruh. I mean, I guess that bug felt super welcomed as well. I think so. I think I feel bug in my eye right now. Oh, bruh. That's one interesting start to stream. Thank you, universe, for giving me sensing organs on the inside of my eyeballs. I'm gonna quickly go and see if I can figure this out. Bear with me, please. I'll be back in a second. Oh, bro. It feels like gravel in my eyes. Ooh. This is the worst. Especially since, or especially when you can't seem to find the thing that is causing you discomfort. You know what? Maybe this is exactly what needed to happen to me. Because instantly, upon saying those words, it almost felt like I was supposed to learn a lesson from it. Right? Because today's stream topic is about how sometimes we don't feel that great. Right? Maybe you're angry about something. Maybe you're sad. Maybe you saw something on the news that upsets you. Bruh. My eye is getting better. I am getting better. Oh, this. Like, I'm worried that that little dude is like looking for a place out, but he's going deeper. Back to stream topic. Sometimes we don't even know why we're upset. This is messing with me so much right now. I'm gonna try and just wash it with water instead. I'll be back again. Oh man, this is causing me great distress. You know, I can take this great distress, and I'm gonna come back into stream and try and be as loving as I possibly can be. That's at least the job, I believe. Let's see if that did the job. I trust. Check myself out in the mirror again, but I can't see anything in my eye. Sorry. Yeah, Bobby. Yeah, that's better. I think it's better. It's nice to have this moment with you, friends. Maybe I'll get today's stream topic out finally. It is about being nice, being kind, being gentle with those you have in your life, despite you not feeling like it. Or maybe you feel the opposite of it. You feel bad, right? You feel upset. You have something in your eye. And it's causing you great distress. But despite it, what's the appropriate way for you to react, right? Is it gonna help if you're angry at those that you love? If you react in that way with them? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. So the only answer I find, and this is something that I've been thinking about all day, is silence. And it's this weird understanding that arises in me, because on the one part, I believe the reason we communicate is in order to be understood, right? One of my favorite lines, to consider is that we use words to make other people feel the way that we do. But again, sometimes we wake up and we don't feel good. So if we're going to use our words to get other people on that frequency alongside us, I don't think that's going to be serving those that we love necessarily, right? So is it better to just be quiet, which is not necessarily something that I'm very good at doing, right? So I don't know if that is the answer. Is it about maybe communicating simply the fact that you feel this way instead of trying to maybe like in a circle get them to that point as well? Is it going to be about a willingness to let it go, a gentleness of yourself, an unwillingness to include them in that particular moment of pain, maybe? To you friends who are wondering what I'm doing, I am, hope that's fast enough for you to maybe pause the video, but not fast, too slow for the algorithm to know what it is I'm doing. But I am breaking up small little pieces of bud with a tweezer that I'm going to then stack into my vaporizer so I can pain relieve myself. Excuse. Let's see if I can get like a little bit more. That should be it. Yeah, I've never been this sparing with a little budsicle. I feel like there's a beautiful dance happening. A gentleness that I usually don't get to have with my Mary Jane. And that's it. That's gonna be all of it. Yeah, I know. Doesn't even look like it's enough to start a joint off, but it's enough in this little device. Because we're not combusting anything. Okay, I feel like I'm spacing with comments and it's killing me a little bit. I'm gonna be there in like a few seconds. You counting? A few more. Give me a few more seconds. You counting again? Only a few seconds. Please, more seconds, please. There we go. Then it goes in that little bowl. Stacky. And then technically done. There's a few more bud stragglers. There we go. I'm gonna put this cap on and I'm going to let it think about it for a second. I'm gonna keep applying attention. The intention of gentleness, despite a state of turmoil happening on the inside. And I feel especially, and that's the lesson this bug in my eye is teaching me today, is a willingness to be okay with not knowing where the thing is that's causing you pain, right? Because it still feels rough. Like if I move my eye, it still feels like there's something over my eyeball. But that's not important right now. That's not the point of today's stream. Learning these lessons. My feet feel so supported and happy this morning on the rest to work. Love to you, bro. I'm happy that your orthopedics are treating you well, man. It's nice having you, Brother Duck Dad. I see Shan's name and Jovan. The fit is looking good today. Thank you. Thank you. Brother Ryan's scarf. This shirt has been with us, from the start. Step one, take finger out of eye. Are all of you on live chat? Of course you are. Let me switch to all messages anyway while I'm at it. So happy you're enjoying your new feed. So much love. Entertain me with your shenanigans. So much love. Mojo is here too, sending you blessings. Brother, I'm not seeing any brothers actually. Do see Lozana though. There's Joe Schmo as well. Blessings. Sam, of course. It's nice having you. There's Joy Vive too. Blessings. Zano as well. And I think now I said hi to everybody. Love to all of you friends. Thank you. Even to the friends who I cannot touch directly because I can't see your name. Hello. Hello, you. Hi. Love you too. Thank you for joining me. It's nice having you here. Sending you blessings. I always seem to get something in my eye right before Sangha every week. Yeah, like today was very apt. I felt like kind of like zenning. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be such a nice stream. Look at me getting into it with so much flow. And then as the flow finishes, a bug goes directly in my eyeball. And I was like, and this is the joke, Shan. I was feeling so in flow that even though this bug, I could see it flying up to my eye. I was like, this is fine. I am super calm. I don't need to swat it away or back away. No, I'm fine. And then it was like, how about that nice and wet looking eyeball? Take me. I can't imagine what that must have been like. Maybe, you know what? Reframes happening in my brain. I'm the one that got away from it good, right? He probably got turned into bits of himself by my eyes opening and closing. I'm imagining the experience of being on a wet sphere and there are these flesh clamps coming down on me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be okay with the fact that there's a bug in my eye, or at least there used to be. I don't know if there is still in there because I went and looked. I couldn't see anything, right? And that is like one of two yikeses. The one is less yikes, but still yikes. The one yikes is there was a bug in your eye, but it got out. I'm okay with that yikes. That's the one I want to believe in. Second yikes is there was a bug in your eye, but the reason you can't find it is because it's now deeper than it was. And that's the one that I'm having a hard time dealing with. It feels like it's getting better. Maybe he just scratched my eye, and I was feeling the scratch, not necessarily any bits. Yeah, it feels better now. So thank you. Thank you, universe, for sparing my eyeballs. Yawn / make tears. Love to you, Zano. Did you get your mom from the airport? Okay, last night I did. Is your dad at Bible sleepaway camp? He is. Mom got picked up very, very appropriately. She didn't have to wait a single minute for me. I was there waiting. By the time she entered the terminal, picked her up, took her technically to my aunt's place. We slept there last night. Woke up around 8 a.m. this morning. My mom wanted to buy some material. She's making we call them a tafeldoek in Afrikaans. Tablecloth? She made someone a tablecloth, so she had to buy material for the tablecloth. So we went to a material place. Then my mom and my sister ate some dumplings at Asia Wok, I believe it was called. I didn't eat anything. And then we came back home. I had to go and have one of the tires fixed because it had a slow puncture. But other than that, very uneventful. It has been this experience of feeling like I'm doing everything wrong, right? And I don't know how much of that is projection. I don't think I was doing anything wrong, technically, right? But apparently it was a big no-no that I put air in the tire instead of going and having it fixed. I didn't have any cash. I wasn't given any cash to have things fixed. There's some dude I don't know. on the farm right now. How do I feel about that? It makes me ask questions. It makes me want to protect the sanctity of my space. It makes me not want to get up and do something, right? Like I feel like that's what I'm expected to do, but that's what I don't want to do right now. I accept. Let's see if something comes of it. My mind is getting. Yeah, I'm also realizing that. Like the reason I don't like it is because it splits my attention. And I want my attention dedicated right now. When I don't feel good, I definitely get quieter slash hermited as a mechanism of non-projection. Not sure that it's the most efficient way for me to grow, but at least it doesn't stunt others' growth. That's beautifully said, Jovan. The thing I'm trying to almost like realize or accept or embrace within myself is that maybe we can just straight up tell people, right? Maybe instead of allowing them, this feels like I'm using the wrong words, but I'm gonna say it as it comes. Maybe instead of allowing them to have a conversation with us and maybe triggering a certain negative response from us as a fractal, right? Like, oh, talking about this basic thing, like a car tire, and then the car tire conversation keeps spiraling into something else, right? Instead of that happening, to just go straight up, hey, hey person, you walk into the room together. I'm not feeling too great right now. So if I seem off, please do forgive me, right? And then from then on forward, allowing what may come. I don't know if that makes it better. I don't know if that is us trying to give ourselves an excuse to be less than, excuse me, be less than loving. But it feels like at the very least it might help create some clarity, right? And that clarity, I believe, is something that would be useful and appreciated. My attention is scattered. I'm like, who is that person? Who are you, person? Why are you on the farm right now? Like it's far out, right? Like you have to know where you're going and then go there to get here. So how does that person know where to go and why is he here? Let me see if I can do a thing. My dad's probably Bible camping right now. I'm gonna try and call him. Yeah, no, he's Bible camping too hard, it seems. I don't think he's answering the phone right now. Let me continue reading. I'm so cold, I can't even. What's the temperature there? Please tell me in Celsius. I'm guessing below 0. That's the way it feels like me. Why are you turmoiling on the inside? I don't know, Joy Vive. I think it's a bunch of things. In part, it is this sense, of like the projection from the outside a little bit getting to me, right? Even though yesterday's stream topic was about acknowledging it and not letting it get to us as much necessarily, giving ourselves permission to hope, if you will, right? I feel like that does have an effect. I feel my body is probably down regulating some of my hormones and some of my neurochemicals because I'm fasting. So that's probably affecting me a little bit. I haven't been sleeping as well because I've been up at like 5 a.m. over the last few days, or up earlier than my usual waking time, and I don't really have the luxury of choosing my sleeping time. So that probably has been affecting me. And then I also do believe that the fact that I've reintroduced caffeine and weed as well into my system has also been acting as a lever, pulling me one way or another. And it's this a bunch of different inputs right now that is skewing me a little bit to a state of turmoil, a little bit, right? But now, fortunately, going forward for the rest of the week, I can change variables, right? I can eat healthy food and see what that does to me. I can sleep better and see what that does to me. I can drink my coffee later or earlier and see what that does to me. And I do that ceaselessly in my own journey, right? Like almost like seeing myself as an algorithm, and I'm, moving sliders to see how it influences me in this moment. Because this moment is very revealing to me when it comes to what is going on inside in any moment, right? Because like I know at least in part who I can be when I'm in this space with you friends. And since it's recorded, it does add an extra layer of consideration to my mind that I maybe don't usually have just being an outside perspectiver, right? Seeing things outward. This way I can see this version of myself that sees outward at the same time, right? And it changes my way of influencing and interpreting and iterating on this conversational cycle. So yeah, I see my health and my journey as a good person, not only as a selfish endeavor, which it is, at least in part, a little bit selfish, right? I have to selfishly take care of myself and selfishly feed myself food. But it's also an endeavor that influences you friends. Today's stream topic, right? Like the way that I feel can inadvertently influence how you feel. And I want to be sure, or at least be sure that I'm trying to influence the way you feel in a positive direction, right? And that's a that's a responsibility that I have accepted, and I am actively trying to be better. I hope that answers your question. Thank you for asking, Joy. I'm sorry, LA, sending you warm thoughts. I think what I typically do when I get reclusive is confide in someone I trust or someone I think has a broad perspective towards the cause of the pain. That's a beautiful answer, actually. Confiding, right? I feel like that's the thing that I'm tripping out about, where we get ourselves so like wrapped up in our own egos that we don't want to tell people that we're not feeling 100%. Or maybe that's the problem. Not so much that we don't feel 100%, but that we want other people to think we always feel 100%. Is that a lesson we're supposed to learn from today's stream? Noticing that behavior potentially in ourselves. I need to get in a hot shower. That does sound nice, actually. In-home sauna should be a thing where you are, Lois, with that minus of temperatures. I can't even imagine surviving. I can't imagine getting out from under the blanket. I feel your pain, Mel. It's usually a super tiny, translucent hair that gets in my eye that I can't find. Yeah, it messes with me. My eye feels better now, at least, right? If it was still in discomfort. Again, right? The thing that bothered me more than anything, sure, the pain, but I'm okay with pain. I'm not okay, however, with the mental energy that is being dedicated towards you're in pain, solve the problem. And I'm like, bro, I've already looked at myself in the mirror. I've already washed my eyeball with water. I did what I can. Oh, stop thinking about it. And it's better now, at least. Melt shows up tomorrow wearing glasses. Hopefully not. Sauna, I grew up with a Sam, I grew up with a sauna. My dad built it. That's so cool, actually. Now you're absorbing all of those bug bites like a Venus flytrap catcher. I was thinking along those lines. Love is true. I bet that must have been nice, Lois. It does sound sick. I haven't been in too many saunas myself in my life. Maybe 5? I think like 5. I've been in a sauna a total of 5 times. The last time I was in a sauna, I was doing push-ups in it. I don't know if that was good for me, but it did make me feel a certain way. It did make me feel a certain way. It's like, huh? This sauna experience makes me feel something. I wonder what happens if I exert myself on top of this something that I'm feeling. Starts doing push-ups. Right? And that's embarrassing enough. But me not being scared of embarrassing myself more, I think the part that really pushed me over the top is when I was doing push-ups in the sauna, and we were like at like a resort, and other people walks into the sauna, sees me doing push-ups, and then instantly closes the door of the sauna and leaves. That was the part of where I was like, huh, maybe this isn't normal. Maybe this is weird. Oh, bruh. Okay. If you drive back from the airport at night, Mel, do you guys have to worry about seeing whatever predators roam around at night in SA? No, that was all in the city, right? So you're seeing roads and buildings with lights, right? Like you would be surprised how similar Pretoria looks to the average American city. There we go. My dad's calling me back. Hallo, pa.
Is my sien van dit?
Rustig, dankie self.
Lekker, was op 'n ander oproep gewees met 'n man van Toronto af.
Dis okay. Ek wil net dat weet of pappa weet dalk. Hier's is 'n man hierso met 'n camo bakkie. Lyk soos 'n Hilux.
Yes.
Weet jy wat daarvan?
Ja, dit is hulle daar's 'n koei in die kraal wat sukkel om te kalf.
Ja, ek het
Hulle
gehoor.
is nou besig om te kyk of hulle kan help.
Okay. Okay, ek wil net seker maak pappa weet en dat ek ook kan weet. Dankie, pappa.
Ek kan ja, nee, soos ek sê, ek was net op 'n oproep gewees.
Nee, is rustig.
Dankie dat jy my mense veilig by die huis gebring het. Waardeer dit.
Dis welkom, pappa. Geniet op 'n se kuier.
Okay. Dankie, mooi bly.
Okay, bye-bye.
Hey, bye-bye.
Casual dad conversation lasting 47 seconds. That's the way, right? Okay, now, so the person that was here, one of our cows is having a hard time birthing. The baby is coming out the wrong way. And I cannot, right? I would lose my mind. Like the level of compassion, just imagining it. Imagining the discomfort of a cow coming out of you. That alone is like a big yikes. It coming out of you the wrong way, I can't even imagine. Oh, puppy. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, she put her little chinny chin chin right here on my leg. Oh, so cutie. Oh, I love you, my sweetie patootie. Thank you for comforting me. I'm fine. Thank you. I'm okay. I'm just feeling for the poor cow. Breech birth, poor cow. Yeah, it's coming feet first instead of head first. Apparently, that's what's happening. I'm happy that there's a doctor on the scene. Them cow doctors. Here comes Eva. Pippi is instantly in like, who are you? My attentions. This is my attention. Mine. Okay. Let's get back into stream. I'm busy right now. I'm busy. I'm going to the fabric store today too. I'm making mittens for people for Christmas. Now Eva is like, bro, why didn't you give me some of that attentions? I saw you giving some of that attentions. How about you give me some? Puts legs on me. How about you give me some of that? Licks my hand. There you go. There's some attentions for you too. Of course, Pippi is super jealous. Feeling like, what's happening here? There you go. Saying howdy before sleep time, working nights, blessed to you, brother Brandon. What a blessing having you here with us, man. Brother Brandon sent me a work of art that he made. I don't know if he shared it with you friends as well, but it is beautiful. Sending you blessings, bro. Hope that working at night hasn't been too brutal on your state of being, your circadian rhythms. Hope you still get good rest, man. Sending you lovin's. Thank you for taking care of the family and for the farm. Enjoy your fabric shopping, Zondo. Just end that off. I have asked about that yesterday. Doug, he said that there aren't any pirates out at night. Yeah, not that much. Right? Like, especially with like normal cars. Like there's like a bunch of videos going around about people trying to pirate cars and getting card. And yeah, I feel like that the whole internet thing instantly puts into people's minds, huh? Yeah, I don't know if I want to get card. It doesn't look that fun, you know. So maybe I won't do that. So, like it spikes, and then a bunch of people get card, and then the videos get posted online, and then it drops off, you know, and then people forget. Oh yeah, you can get card if you're trying to steal a car from someone, and then I shouldn't laugh about this. This is fucked up. Love is true. People love their cars. Oh yes, they do. No, no, yes they do. Zano, how nice. Practical gifts are the best. Absolutely. Some mittens would be nice. Christmas mittens. Ooh, suddenly that bug. My truck solved her own check engine light, which is a nice treat to show her. Thank you. I'm excited. A can of the cherry scented air freshener, Doug. Bless. It's new car or black ice or nothing. Black ice? Who the fuck uses that nasty shit? I don't know what black ice means. I thought it was when there was like a layer of water that froze over the ice and then it makes it super slippery. I don't know if it was a scent. Mel, do you not have a bank account or a debit card? I do. I do have one of those. It's just empty perpetually, unfortunately. Which is not really that surprising. You know, I'm not really making that much money to have a full bank account, especially not one when it comes to like car repairs kind of cash, right? So yeah, it's okay. Thank you for caring. Joy. The communicated expectations coming back into play. Those things. Staxies. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. Right. Especially when you feel like you're stupid for not meeting these uncommunicated expectations and then, you know, that whole trip. I was feeling really shizzy yesterday, and Duckling wanted my full attention. It took every ounce of everything in me to not be short with her. She actually said, Daddy, I didn't know you could feel bad. Yeah. You see, that is the joke. Because as a dad, I imagine you don't really want to be like, oh, I'm not feeling great, daughter. Because what's she going to do about that? She's not your therapist, right? So I get that too. I'm happy that she's being compassionate with you, Brother Bear. Call him. You could go see what the dude wants at the gate. He's not at the gate. That's the thing, right? If he was like standing there, if I like looked over my shoulder and I saw a dude being like, then I would have had to get up and go check what's happening. But no, that wasn't what's happening. So yeah, I got to where I was going, Joy. Thank you very much. Can't answer. Call back. Busy praying right now. Daddy, I didn't know you could feel bad. Love again. Namaste to you, Lisa. I don't know if you're still here, dear friend. Blessings anyway. Black ice is the old days of Chicago, caddies. I'm not cold. Is it warm where you are, Natalie? So Nat is special and warm. I see how it is. I do that with Amara. If something is really bothering me, I tell her how I'm feeling and I tell her I'm sorry, I'm not so happy. I think it helps. She usually then tries extra hard to behave. Bless. You see, and instantly in my mind comes up a question of like, are we gonna start pretending we feel bad even when we don't, so that people behave? Hopefully not. Could go. Well, go warm up your fellow Canadian. Lois is freezing. It's not cold either. It's 8 degrees Celsius. That's warm for November. That is still cold, but not that bad. Too busy. Pray raving. Yeah, he was apparently calling someone from. I instantly deleted the information from my brain. Someone from America. You know, that is now no longer employed with the coal mine. So he's looking for a new jobs. Part of me wants to feel like, oh no, Dad, I'm sorry that you don't have this job anymore. Because again, they don't have funding. Surprise, surprise. It's almost like I told him that that was gonna happen as well. I was like, Dad, you know, coal is a dead industry. Like coal is dying within our lifetimes. Nah, coal will never die. Coal will never see the end of its life before I'm gone from this earth. And I'm like, Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Have you seen the exponential curve that is technology? That is the absolute sheer volume of output that we are generating with our solar PVs. Good old photovoltaics. The doggos are having the time of their lives as well, adding to my energy. This is nice. So yeah, the company my dad was working for couldn't get funding to mine coal. Surprise, surprise. So surprising. And now he's looking for something new. Mining, I believe, is important. I don't think mining is bad in and of itself, right? If not for mining, everything you see around you wouldn't be what it is or where it is right now, right? Like the amount of metals that I'm seeing is like small squiggles everywhere around me. Like it wouldn't be if not for mining, right? I don't have a problem with mining necessarily, but mining non-renewables, something that's gonna get burnt and put into our atmosphere that we breathe together, that doesn't sit well with me. And I'm happy that my dad doesn't have to participate in that fractal anymore. Hopefully he can mine some lithium or something. Maybe some gold, maybe some cobalt. We need those things as well. I love being selfish. I'm sure you do. Pretty much everybody does. I think I saw Isaac. Did I see his name? I did. I'll read your comment real soon. Maybe you're not going to be here for long, though. Yeah, I can't be here long. Barely got a connection. Love you so much. Just went to a concert. It was super amazing, deep, and it was a super amazing, deep, and existential show. Had a lot of thoughts since thinking of y'all. Sending you blessings. Isaac, thank you for including us in your thoughts, Brother Bear. Because it's me, and more me, and my selfish ways. Are you doing a bit right now? I'm not sure. Are you pointing fingers? I can be selfish too, right? That's why I'm not surprised. Like the ego expects you to be selfish, right? Because you have to feed yourself. You have to get the food to your face, mom, so you can eat something, right? And that is technically a selfish endeavor. But if you aren't a little bit selfish in that way, then you will not have the energy, you will not have the means, you will not have the ability to give to others in turn, right? So again, it's about balance. Maybe selfishly choose love, as something that you keep for yourself, and then by doing so, you'll be able to have more of it so you can give to others. I try to be fully self rather than just selfish. Ooh, not always successful. I really, really like that small little sentence, right? Because Luke said something which can be interpreted as like, huh? But I feel like there's some wisdom in there. Try to be self instead of selfish. Oh, so deep. I'm deepening right now. I'm deepening. Let me deep harder. Okay, love is true. Thank you. I agree, Brother Bear. That's beautiful. So, is that a vet that pulled up or another farmer? It's a vet, I believe. Might be another farmer, but it's someone who knows what he's doing. And that's the way I'm seeing it. Saying howdy, love again to you. I went into my college sauna late at night. There were 2 naked girls in it when I walked in. I didn't go like the movies told me it would. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Most people, when they're naked, feel super vulnerable. Right? So it's gonna be like a not a no. No, that's not how it works in the real world. Pornography is bad for your brain. Did you hear me? It's bad for your brain. It's really bad for your brain, right? It literally murders your dopamine receptors. Stop. It's not good for us. It's not good for us. Changes our frame of reference to the outside world. Literally changes the way we see the world. Always leave space for maneuver, to maneuver. Within the self, you mean? Also good advice. You tried to Johnny Bravo those ladies, didn't you? I'm just imagining him walking in naked as well. Or were you still dressed when you went into the shower, into the sauna? I don't want to know, actually. I don't want to know. I watched a video of a morning drive around Joburg. I didn't mean to watch the whole thing, but it was so soothing, and only sounds were driving sounds. It was nice. Get to see a little bit of the fractal I was experiencing. Ozium for the win. Is that a metal? Hey Google, the metal osium. No, no, osium doesn't seem to be a metal. I don't know what osium is. Merc, Uncle Becky, I'm grateful to not have to spend all the energy on survival. My challenge is to feel whole, not doing the money thing in the money world. Yeah, I'm happy that you have that opportunity, Brother Bear, because all of us find ourselves in different parts in our journey, right? Like even though technically I don't have to worry about money as much, I get to be, in a blessed spot where I get to live in a home that's already been paid for by my dad. It's clearly not what I'm supposed to be doing indefinitely, even though I could, technically, right? I don't feel very welcome here, right? And that is technically a projection of myself, and I acknowledge that. But yeah, outside projections can influence our inner projections as well. So that is when money becomes a thing again, right? When you're supposed to survive by yourself. And it never was that way. Look at how cutesy they're being. It never was that way. We used to build communities together, and we would have kids in those communities, and we would build home for our kids to be a part of the community. And that's the way we used to live as a species. This mentality of like moving hundreds of miles away, it's not really normal, and it's very expensive. Surprise, surprise. So yeah, having to participate in the world, right? One of Sam's quotes that resonates with me is, "It's okay to participate in a broken world while working to fix it." So I'm trying, slowly but surely. Job for dad in America. He knows we're heathens over here, right? And our coal miners are dying. Oh yeah. No, I know. Like fortunately, my dad is a mining engineer. He's like a project builder, right? He knows how to do that part of it. He's good at managing projects and getting mines built. That's his thing. So any mine does it. Doesn't matter if it mines coal or not. Any mine is okay. Love again to you, Isaac. Me opening myself up can also help Amara open up to me more. She told me just yesterday that I'm the only person she feels comfortable talking to about stuff that bothers her. Said I'm her best friend. Isn't that beautiful, Shan? Like, and this is me just tripping out about the contrast, where our children can say stuff like that to us directly after telling us that they hate us and that we're the worst and that we're so and so and this and that. I'm so happy that you got to have that conversation with her. You are a good friend, dear Shan. Thank you for being a good friend to her. It's more valuable than any of us can realize. Doggy Zoomies, love it. Of course, now Kitty and Pippi's here sitting next to me, being super gentle. To be a kitty like that, lick your own hand, lick your own legs, lick your own feetsies, lick your own toe beans. I'm happy for my shower. Thank you very much. Hydrogen. My dad made a fuel cell test station while he was in his Earth body. I believe in hydrogen. I just don't believe it's going to be our thing, right? I believe in using excess electricity to generate hydrogen. It's just not perfect, right? I believe, with the amount of progress we're making in battery technology, there's going to be a bunch of different ways of storing it, right? Heat batteries is probably going to be better than hydrogen, technically, more efficient as well. So I'm imagining that's probably where we'll be going. I'm not, there's a place for all of these technological innovations. I just know that the future is not hydrocarbons, right? Oil or coal. No, no. I believe, honestly, there's going to be stories in our future. There's going to be like, oh yeah, the big bad realized that they can use this black goo. And this black goo, even though it was poisoning the planet, was making them so much money. And people had to keep buying it over and over again. And over and over again. And then they would burn. They would literally burn the black goo and then they would have to go and buy it again over and over again. Like, just imagine how much money we've wasted spending it on fuel and burning that fuel away. Like, it's one thing to use food as fuel, right? But like to burn hydrocarbons and put that shiznit in our atmosphere is like using our money to do the most possible harm to our planet. It bothers me. It really does. Even like smelling the fumes of a combustion vehicle causes me anger. Like it makes me viscerally angry. Like it makes me feel like I'm being attacked. Like that type of angry, right? Like someone just assaulted me and now I need to defend myself. It makes me that kind of angry. And like it's not good because that kind of angry version of me can be very combative with others as well. You know, coming back to stream topic, trying to be appropriate with my anger as well, slowly but surely. Isaac, glad you went to a great show. Bless. It was great. A bit more of a blast of intense thought and contemplation. Not a standard feeling after a concert. A concert, yeah, but a worthy one. So synchronized that we're talking about the best way to be angry. You feel a little bit angry after the festival? Angry that it's done? Angry that you didn't feel how you thought you would? I'm curious. I'm happy that you're synchronizing with it. I'm going to start my vaporizer up till it's time. I'm going to vape this cannabis with the intention of being calm. Calm as myself, calm as a loving person in this world. Goodness, that tastes amazing. So good. Hey, Nancy. It's nice seeing your name, dear friend. I don't even know if you can see the vapor. Woo! I probably shouldn't heat it more. It's probably spent, but I want to get every little bit of cannabis. Yeah. I'm happy. I went back for another cycle. It blows my mind how, like, I didn't even know how to visualize it on a body. Like, it's so small, like less than a pinky nails, right? Like literally half a pinky nails worth of bud as like a little budsicle. Vaporized is definitely the way forward for me. Just from the pure place of efficiency's sake, again, right? But how much are you burning to get to where it is you're going? And I don't know if it's necessarily only my own mindset, only me being obsessed with it, but almost like a whole understanding that we're being communicated to all over the world, right? You're like, what are you talking about? So, media and our understanding as young people that the earth is warming because of our decisions, right? And the impact, even small though, right? And it's again, is this joke that the petrochemical companies are the ones who literally brought up into the social consciousness this idea of your carbon impact or your climate footprint or whatever, right? when your individual climate footprint in comparison to these companies that are technically by American laws considered individuals are like stepping swaths, right? Like if your footprint makes a dent in the sand, their footprints make dents in countries, kind of size difference. Right? And like that is what they were doing specifically. It's this weird, like brain damage that we have been participating within. And I don't think it's wrong completely necessarily, because if all people in the world on an individual level make the decision to live a little bit more efficiently, right? Live with the earth in mind, surely that will eventually drive their purchase decisions, and hopefully those purchase decisions will drive the economy and our for-profit model in the right direction as well. I'm thinking these days, about the AI future and the potential. Let's not say it's going to happen. Let's say the potential eventuality that our jobs get completely replaced by automation, right? At least the jobs that we don't like doing. And I feel some jobs are going to remain because people actually enjoy doing it, but there's going to be overlap, right? And cooking is one of them that's coming to my mind, where I do believe the person cooking the food and the intention they put into it and the sounds in the kitchen have an influence on that food, right? So getting a hand cooked meal versus a robot cooked meal, I feel like they would be different energetically. But then my mind starts generating these possibilities of like middle points. Like maybe robot hands food isn't the best. Like it's gonna feed you, but it's not gonna nourish you. So is there a possibility that we can have like literal speakers? And this is how I'm imagining it, right? Like super basic, maybe even projectors as well. You know what? Actually, I like that idea. You can do projectors as well, because technically all of the light bouncing back at us is a projection, right? Right? So that projection, if you take a good projection, right? Like maybe a bunch of happy people around a dinner table having smiley conversation with one another, right? And I'm not saying that that's how it always is, but that is how it could be, at least in a moment. And then taking that moment, looping it, having the happy sounds, the laughter, the camaraderie that's being made, having those sounds and that imagery over the food as it's being robot cooked. Want to make a difference? I feel people going instantly like, no, Melt. No, of course it wouldn't make a difference. Doesn't add any flavor, bro. If you want it to taste better, add more flavors. We already added the flavors. All of the flavors have already been added, still being cooked by a robot. Is there? I mean, it's not hands, but it's still part of humanity. Laughter, conversations, the sounds, right, that come along with it. Surely it has some sort of impact. And the biggest thing for me is not being able to measure it. How do you measure stuff like that? Do you do like a double blind study? Have a bunch of people eat a bunch of meals and then keep rating it energetically? I feel like you would get people that on purpose, try and tank all of your results. Oh man, maybe one day we'll know. Yeah, you know what? I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it like marketing though. I'm imagining Fractal of going through all of these variations and testing a bunch of people and seeing if they enjoy the product. And now my mind goes more towards, you make a product like that's its thing. Like it has all of these beautiful sounds and a beautifully fractaled out factory. So the food as it travels, if it had some consciousness, some view into this external reality, it sees the sickest and coolest environment that any granola bar with dried fresh berries I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to imagine future not completely terrible for you, Snack, right? And it travels and it just sees absolute psychedelia, human laughter. I mean, that now it's starting to sound a little bit terrifying, actually. now, now I'm like, bro, what the hell? As this freaking granola bar traveling through this machine, I'm like, bro, what did I just what did I just step into? And then you get put in the bag. Oh goodness. And then you get traveled somewhere you don't know. And then you get put on a shelf and you have these entities passing by you, scared for your life that one of them is going to pick you up. But little do you know, the box you think you're hiding in is a very beautifully wrapped wrapper that is instantly attention grabbing. So people want to grab you. You get grabbed. It's just, my mind, what's wrong? Bro, why would you do this to me? Oh, where are you going? I'm fine. I'll keep going. And you get ate. You get eaten by a human being. Did I just bamboozle myself? You see? I see some people will bamboozle themselves. Some people will do exactly that I just did, using our awareness against ourselves. Why would you do that? Yeah. Yeah, I'll do both. I'll have a whole ad that is that skit. On Halloween or something, get people to give kids granola bars. Like, I feel more evil now. Now it's even more evil. I mean, I would like to hope to believe that maybe the granola bars, or at least our palate, will have readjusted. I enjoy a granola bar, actually, right? As a snack, as something. I don't eat many of them, to add that disclaimer. So it's not like I do that. But I'm trying to imagine, far future, if Halloween is still a thing and kids still go out and try and get candy, which is something that I, weirdly enough, have a very hard time imagining. Right? I can imagine them playing Halloween-based games. I can see that. I can see them dressing up their gaming avatars in a scary outfit. But themselves, maybe like, hey, you know what? That's actually, yeah, 100%. I was like thinking that maybe there's room for Halloween, but you can play a Halloween simulation where you do get candy, right? And you can attach it to some sort of model, not person model, but financial model, where you sign up and you pay a certain amount of bucks, and then you get to play the whole month, and they send you the candy that you pick up in your quests. Make it even more of an adventure. Like, you don't get candy from people by just going trick or treat. The people are game characters, so they actually trick you or treat themselves by tricking you. Tell you to go on some sort of quest. You have to go and fetch the magic crystal from Weird Uncle Jim. And everybody calls him Weird Uncle Jim from every interaction that you have. And you finally meet Weird Uncle Jim, and he's actually such a cool guy. So cool. It's not weird. He just thinks different. Uncle Jim is next level, actually. And Uncle Jim happily gives you the cool crystal. And you go back and then you get your candy. And then they send you the candy. Maybe even with like good algorithms and immediacy, the instant dopamine, you can have drones that follow you on your path as you are going through this story arc, flying the candy to you, to your door. And then as soon as you get the candy, it's like somebody knocks on your door and you actually get a new novel line of candy, right? And maybe granola bars can be one of those. Why am I going here? I feel it's dopamine. It's probably just dopamine. It's like dopamine is being like, oh yeah, how about ideas? How about think about things? Oh, I'm so happy to be sharing this moment with you, friends. Maybe emotion. I think I'm missing a few. There we go. Just had the imagery in my mind, or of our souls, the I being a crucible. Effective anger is taking the raw energy, the material of anger, and placing within the crucible of I. What will it create? Weirdly enough, I feel we get to literally watch what it creates, right? Like, I feel in a large part that anger has been put in the crucible that is the I, right? And not so much, maybe that's what you're meaning, because this is the way it can be interpreted as well, like literally putting what anger is into the crucible of the I, which is everything. So everything is anger, and what that looks like. Yeah, my mind went really angry really quickly. It was like, emotional anger, and then it instantly went all of the stars simultaneously exploding all over the universe. so much light and energy instantly, like a flashbang. That seems pretty angry. So I feel the universe is so chill right now. Wow. You know, going through that fractal for billions of years. That's a stream topic. That's a stream topic that I actually want to talk about, and tell me what you think about it. The fact, and this is maybe I should preface the place where this comes from, because it's like one of those moments that you feel is like super edgy when you're like a 16-year-old to say, especially in this community, and it goes, you are the product of 4.5 billion years of evolution on Earth. Act like it. And that's such a weird thing to ponder, right? Like, you, or at least getting to the point that you are this you that you are, was 4.5 billion years in the making. That changes my frame of reference so quickly, and I feel it could be a cool thing to talk about. Maybe tomorrow. Your friends down? Mining is really taking off here. We've always done potash, but now we've discovered lithium and helium here, bless. Yeah. Mining has two weird dichotomies in me. A part of me wish that if we're going to mine for things, we should see it as building a city, or at least the space for a city in reverse, right? Like, it should have that double function, because technically there are these like veins that you mine for, right? In like certain deposits. So I'm imagining from the get-go, as you're mining for this material and you're like carving out these veins, you're creating infrastructure there where people can live. Right? Like that's the way that in my mind mining gets a better rap. Because then we're not only digging dirt, but the dirt that we're digging is making room for a place for people to live. And we're gonna do that anyway. Right? And at least we can, benefit from that, make more affordable housing from the thing that is generating a lot of wealth and contributing, to the world's economy and everything that we have. Meltmore, it's been a year or so since I've watched you last, and I'm so happy to see you're doing your thing. Love you, man. Campbell Smith, blessings to you, dear friend. It's nice to have you here in this moment. Even if a year passes, we're gonna be here, showing up for you, dear friend, once a day, so we can have these moments. I'm so stoked. Thank you. I have a hard time remembering the name as well, but I'll be sure to next time. Campbell, I love you, dear friend. Sending you blessings, man. She's beautifully chock full of imagery and things. There, with this amazing moment where the singer was in the middle of the stadium in a patch of grass, elevated. The camera work was amazing. He was lying naked in the fetal position in the grass, and the camera spiraling down slowly on him. But it was like a hyper-realistic wax figure or something, because the singer laid down mirroring it and like it caressed it and placed a phone in its hand. And it was just eerie and horrific and beautiful. But I wish I had more time to spare in the moment here. This present calls, and I'm off to grow the love. Have a nice weekend, friends. Remember, I'm here for all of you. Love you. See ya. Miss ya. Miss you too, bro. That's so beautiful. I think I see Gabri Goo in chat right now as well. So many dear blessed friends. Like this. Please stop looking. Stop. Stop. Like, how rare earth minerals discovered here fairly recently. Also, rare earth minerals discovered. We could really use your dad for a while. You know what? You know what, Louisiana? Maybe I'll pitch that to my dad. I'll be like, how about those mines that need to be built in Canada? We say Canada, techniques. Not Canada. Canada. It's in Canada. But movement can be transformed into electricity. Oh yes, it can. Electricity can also be transformed into movement. Right? That is the real trope that we're showing up for right now. Technically, this is movement translated by electricity. Like I'm sending electrical signals to contract these muscles. I'm trying to imagine what that looks like as a fractal. Like what is the sensor input to like send it down my spine into my central nervous system to these little what is that? You think about that ever? It makes me feel like I'm doing a brain workout instead of just a muscular one. I wish we had more access to whatever's going on up there. The fact that we get to have such a stable moment, get to watch a bird fly over the sky. I get to see its individual wing flaps. Like that's wild, isn't it? Isn't it a little crazy? It makes it feel very deliberate. And the thing that fascinates me is this idea that depending on how long you live, you experience time differently. So imagining every single creature, it's a butterfly flying right now, experiencing life just as vividly. Can I get to catch it? It's back there again. Experiencing life just as vividly as you are, right? Imagine being a butterfly right now. And like the world is gorgeous. And you get to land on beautiful flowers that you taste with your feet. Right? You land on something and instantly you go, wow, this is great. This is so great. You get to drink on the nectars or whatever, right? Which I imagine is like going to a beautiful tree in the world, right? Colorful, smelling's amazing or whatever. And you just get to drink the most delicious goo ever, right? And you're like, bro, I'm getting so much, probably opioids and some dopamine from this right now. I feel good. I feel so freaking good. And then you go and you fly to an animal, usually like larger ones, herbivores, preferably. And you land close to its eyes and you drink its eye sweat. Like tears melt. There, you drink its tears, or maybe just the moisture that collects in the corner of its eyes, because that's the only way you get to get salt. That's your access to salt, is to literally drink it from the eyes of an animal. Like, surely there's so much awareness. Surely there has to be. How do you figure that out? Would you think about that? Would you think about that? You live in this world. You don't find salt anywhere. You look at an animal's eyes. You're like, bet there's salt in there. No, of course not. No, we're not that aware. We don't get to have maybe that much time to think about that. Or maybe having the little bit less time, you know, makes your level of awareness so much higher because of the sheer volume of life that you live, right? Maybe you live like 5 years in a salt deprived state to what we would experience as 5 years, right? Imagine that 5 years of just like feeling all woozy, you know, like things aren't switching on properly. That would be rough. Maybe I can see it now. But they can see eyeballs. They know that those are things in the world. I'm putting myself to this loop of where I am both the animal having its tears drank and the butterfly looking at each other. And it's creating a very interesting loop of what's happening right now. Is this happening right now? Because we, you know, as human beings, that's my kalimba, Eva. She's like both feet on my tines. Where was I going? Yeah, we as human beings have this sense of fascination when we see a little butterfly fly in front of us, right? Surely a deer or a water buffalo would have that experience as well. And then a little butterfly lands on your face and drinks your tears. Sounds kind of wholesome. Surely this is wholesome. And the butterfly is super stoked because it's getting salt. Maybe it tastes amazing. Maybe it's like I'm just now realizing that there's not many salty drinks, is there? Maybe it's like broth, you know? Actually, maybe it's like drinking broth. It's making me look at broth anyway. Oh, so much love for you, friends. Thank you for being here for this moment with me. I remember those days, Nancy. So happy you let yourself get the rest that you need. Bless. I'm thinking this is a good one. I made it. Never fails. In a hot shower. Hey, Amara. Amara is here with us. Thank you for joining us, Amara. I'm going into some weird fractals. We were just butterflies and buffaloes having a mutually wholesome experience. Wholesome in different ways, right? The fact that the butterfly's experience of drinking your tears is like drinking broth, which is like usually an animal product. Technically, you can make mushroom broth, but mostly broth is made with like the bones of another animal by boiling it for super long. Like, it's having that experience. And you're having the experience of, wow, what a magnificent creature. So delicate and gentle. Yeah, thank you for going on mind melt adventures with me. I'm happy the month-long project is complete and you didn't have to worry about it anymore, Joe. Anyway, making slabs though. My original design slabs, and I'm just happy the project is finished. Bless. Imagine being a graphic designer. Imagine being any designer. Imagine being someone who designs things. And then people going, nah, I don't like those designs. How about you design it again? With more vague, non-specific interpretations. Like, you do you be creative. And then you go and be you and do creative. And then they're like, nah, not like this. Not creative and you like this. That would kill me. Need to get paid all of the monies. So much more money. Because even with AI, like, you're still going to have the own creative verbiage to actually get to where you're going to make something that looks good. I like handling my food myself. It makes me feel closer to nature. Absolutely. Like, I feel like that level of interpretation as well, like if you really look at the stuff that you're making, it's beautiful. Mel started the food talk this time. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. So I'm going to move on slowly back over. Let us bless the machines that made the food too. Yes, that's what I believe, right? Do both. Sure, have the machines make food, but also bless the machines. Instantly, a new cult formed in my mind. You can't do that, bro. Can't do pretending to be space popes. Sounds like such a bad movie name. Is that offensive? Am I supposed to say? Am I allowed? Is that appropriate? Can I say that? Space popes. You know, just like go like Warhammer, but instead it's the space popes, and they like bless the machines, like and they bless them hard, and it gets weird. Stop. The cash microwave has to be out of the day now, Zano. That cash microwave. I feel like I'm missing context. Oh, I want to make food like they did in Spy Kids. Yes. I want to make food like they did in Star Trek. We want we want one of those, right? You press buttons and anything you can imagine materializes. that that sounds like my dream. Literally, I dream about that every day. Like actually, like that's probably the only thing I ever will believe by wanting it will bring any sort of happy. And you know, I'll probably learn the hard way that that's just gonna become the new normal. Isn't that the joke? I think about that. We pursue our whole lives in having certain things, and then we make the thing that can make anything by literally assembling atoms. And technically, it is possible. Technologically, not so. Not right now. Not for a long while, unfortunately. Hopefully, not that long of a while. But we're gonna do that. We're gonna get there. We're gonna have that level of technology. And then being able to have anything, we're gonna realize we want nothing. Sure, we'll want something every now and then, but mostly we'll want nothing for grand swaths of time. And then the thing will get some use, like a microwave. And then it'll be like the microwave doesn't ceaselessly, freaking microwave things. No, the microwave is like sitting there, biding its time, staring into your kitchen. And then it goes, and then it stops, and then it sits and waits again for long. Right? Sure, it goes longer than that. But what is its lifetime like, right? Does it feel like the 2 minutes or 3 minutes you microwave yourself for is like a long time? Or does that feel like suffering? Waiting hours upon hours to only get used for like 3 minutes. Am I overdoing it? Sorry, we're going into fractals, right? Everything has a fractal. Maybe that should be the real title for today's stream. So much love to you, Praise, for pairing with me. This is much for me too. I'm going to agree. I don't do product design. I do more promotional / digital / logo design. This is true. Thank you so much for being willing to share. Good time zone. About to go gym. Yeah. Oh Lord, melts high again. Yeah. Yeah, like I smoked a little bit of the lemon cheesecake. And I'll tell you, you might notice. And like, yeah, we can see. It works. It's definitely marijuana of the making you high kind. I really do like it. I do like it. I'm not going to lie. Do I like it enough to buy, what was it? $10? Like $10? $9. $10. Am I willing to buy it for $9 to $10 a gram? No. No, I'm not. I was in Pretoria again. And I struggled with that question. I allowed myself to ask it. I was like, are you sure? And I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna get myself some more. And I feel happy about that. Feels like I won. I won something in myself. I was like, bro. Bro. I would want to like grow my own, to be completely honest. I do have an ambition, an aspiration, if you will, to do a hydroponic setup for myself. I know we can feel the way we want to about hydroponics. I've never done it. I am curious. I know it's fun. The amount of meticulousness, the amount of things that can go wrong, the amount of things can't go wrong. there's a lot of them. I do enjoy a challenge. And if I can grow myself some bud that is that flavorful, let's say, I definitely would. Do you get angry when you accidentally bonk your head on something or stub your toe? I do. I don't anymore. I see it as a joke that I play on myself at this point. Like straight up. I usually, if I like hit my toe, I go, duh, oh, oh. Sometimes it comes out a little bit more instantaneously, like the instant, ah! But you go, oh. And then I instantly move on. I try not to linger. I feel like the lingering is the part where it hurts the most, because it's almost like you haven't accepted that you've now hurt yourself, and now you're just like, oh, I hurt myself. Oh, I hurt myself, and then you stand there and you're like, oh, I hurt myself. And the longer you do that, the longer it hurts for, I found. So I instantly laugh. I'm like, duh, oh, that fuck, and then I instantly move on. I'm like, bro. And sometimes if the instantly moving on doesn't work when there's a narrative of like, oh, you're stupid, and that making me angry, I go, I am grateful to be able to feel pain. And that one also usually helps me move on a little bit quicker. Thank you for asking, Gab. Shad, I'm miles behind, but Amara saying that you must have been the warmest hug. That what Amara was saying to you must have been the warmest hug you could ever want. Keep kicking butt, mama. Bless. So much love. I ain't got no hair to absorb kinetic energy. Oh, my head bonk. Ooh. You know, I didn't consider that. Instantly recalibration is happening in my mind. That is true, God. Ain't got no little protective barrier. What do you bump your head on a lot? What is it for me? Usually when I'm working on something below and there's things hanging too low or it's too far out, right? That'll happen sometimes. Kicking my feet usually happens, like I have a very routine way of moving, I've noticed. Like the spaces through which I move in the same way. And the reason I noticed this is because I had a certain way of collecting my tablet for stream. And it was like a loop where my feet would go under the bed as I was leaning forward. And there's a small little wooden chair under there supporting some of the weight of the mattress. And I kicked my toes against those like 3 times in a row for 3 days before I was like, recalibrate. Oh. And now I move differently and now I don't hurt my feet. So like it was like harder and harder for me to not get angry as I kept making the same mistake. But then as soon as I got over it, I was like, okay. So then the mental energy gets a little bit easier to handle. Yes, rather irrationally so, I'd say. Sure, cool. You should get a knit hat with a fuzzy ball on top so you don't bonk your head unless you're just accident prone and there's no stopping it. You know what? Actually, let's give him a helmet, like a bicycle helmet. There you go, bro. Instantly, you always look like you are ready to ride a bicycle. Always, right? Just think about that. You're sleeping. Somebody breaks into your home. You're wearing a bicycle helmet. You don't know what's gonna happen. This dude rides a bicycle while he's sleeping. He probably has legs that could freaking kick my head off. You turn around, you leave that man's house. He's sleeping with his bicycle helmet. You go to your wedding with your bicycle helmet. No man is going to be able to bonk you, take you out before you marry this woman. You're standing up for yourself. I'm sorry, Gab. Love you, bro. I didn't actually think about that. Like I'm thinking about like the amount of distance between skin and skull. You know, that's the thing that's really tripping me out actually. You should love again. Your head must get so cold. I mean, beanies probably do help. I'm always down to learn though. One of the things that I'm not too worried about the head bumping, because this is where my mind went, right? Like with bald being like a negative in any way, is the fact that you don't have hair protecting your scalp from direct sunlight. That was the only drawback that I thought there was. But yeah, there's more still. You know what I do imagine though? Is that it's technically the ideal place to start off from. So if I do ever go bald, I'm probably gonna lose my mind a little bit, and I'm going to go insane with like the amount of peacocking probably. Yeah, wear hair that looks like I'm trying to be an anime protagonist or something. I mean, that's like a good way to say it, but I can imagine myself doing stuff like that. Weirdly enough, Loizana has mentioned that she sees me doing drag one day. Yeah, Loizana, I don't forget stuff like that. That one really shook me to my core, because not only did I not take offense, it inspired me. Right? Not like, oh, I'm gonna so do that, but oh, I could even do that. So I don't know if I'm gonna go that hard, but I can see myself pushing myself into some sort of limit. Yeah, you know, you know the biggest reason for it is because of technology. That's the thing. That's instantly where my mind goes, and that's where I trick myself. Right? I can make myself make anything make sense if I want to do it. Right? Because like I could have literally a mini air conditioning unit. I know technologically it's going to be harder than just that, but fans are pretty easy to do. Ways to cool down the air. I mean, just air alone technically would be great as well. You can have them do lights. You can use them as like a part of your personality. You can change color. So the amount of technological attachments you then have as a part of your headdress, I can make it make sense. Oh goodness, we're gonna get weird with it on this stream, aren't we, bruh? I can see my future self laughing his ass off. He thinks it's so funny. It is kind of funny. Okay, fine. It's kind of funny. Like because I can. So this is why he's laughing. I feel already like I'm too weird for my family. Like I'm pushing it with what I'm doing and how I'm showing up in the world, and whether or not that's acceptable. Now I'm seeing myself with like titanium teeth, because that's also going to happen eventually, right? Just for a practicality sake. It's not a weird thing. Like eventually we do have our teeth replaced. And apparently one of the best ways is to have like titanium inserts into your skull, right? And this is one of those things where I'm like a 20 something year old, and that part of being a human messes with me. Messes with me. The fact that your teeth don't last as long as you will rarely does. makes me feel a certain way. And I feel getting titanium teeth is, to me, the anecdote to that way of feeling, right? Because upon learning that this is the set of teeth you have, and it costs money, you can have like dentures done, fortunately, it like makes you super conscientious that these things are super fragile. Right? And every single time you do something silly, I feel like I get more angry about that. I have a very, you'll see, Pepe almost went straight into me, or like through the tablet as well. Oh, so getting titanium teeth is basically the antidote in my mind to chipping your tooth on a glass that you're drinking from or something like that. Titanium teeth, cybernetic hair. I probably, maybe will have one of my eyes colored as well. Did you know that people with brown eyes also have blue eyes? Yeah, there's just an extra layer of brown pigment going over top it. So you can, and this is, I don't know if I'm advocating for this, but it fascinates me as a technological possibility. You can laser away the brown pigment on top of your iris. It doesn't go into your eye, it just lasers away the pigment on the iris. And then the blue part of your eyes is revealed. Would it be weird if there was two different colored eyes looking back at you? Yeah, maybe that's the point. Maybe that is the point. Maybe it's supposed to. Maybe it's good for us to be a little bit weirded out sometimes. I'm pushing it a little bit, aren't I? You know what? Yeah. Yeah. Again, the future is ours, friends. We just have to live to see it. That's what you need to do. Okay? Stay alive. Everything's gonna see all right. Channel 5 News, bro. Stay alive. That's the best thing that we can do right now. Bruh. Yeah, okay. I'm getting a little bit emotional. Like, it's one thing to tell people to stay alive, it's one other thing to have people kill you. Those dichotomies instantly came up. Love is true. A bestie sent me one from Canada. I run hot though. My ears are always so hot and uncomfortable. Additionally, I live quite close to the equator. Therefore, hats are always a no-go. Therefore, hats are always... So you don't wear hats, Gob? Please tell me you use moisturizers with sunscreen. Gob, I live close to the equator. Yeah, Texas, I believe, right? I thought you live near Texas, relatively. I mean, yeah, Texas is lower there. That's why it, stays a little bit warmer during the rest of the year. Love you too. I love you too. Oh, thanks, Doug. I really was. I felt so good. Makes all the hurtful things that you said to me just fall away and be forgotten. Showing up for the moments of love. Coding those into our genome instead of the bad ones. I always know where, but not near the equator. We moved to Cuba. In my brain, it seems like biotransformers. I mean, yeah, I can see that too. But is dopamine necessarily biological? Doesn't need to be, at least. Because like that's one of the actuation precursors. Is that the way to say it? The amount of dopamine that one of your little synapses release, it loads the other cell, and if it reaches a certain threshold, it fires, sending the signal. So having higher dopamine means there's more cells reaching their thresholds, firing together, making connections. Kind of vibe. Monarch butterflies have been dropping around our backyard. Dying? So? Maybe they've already laid their little eggs. You taste with your feet, leave me alone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you think that's weird? Think that's weird? Butterflies look like they're super stoked to be living. They've been doing it for a while now. I was starting to smell. I smoked. Let me show you, brother bear. I have this little vaporizer. I'll try and like empty the bowl into my palm. There we go. That's what it looks like afterwards. Still smells amazing as well. Woo! Still wonderful, actually. Surprisingly so. Yeah, it's a super teensy weensy bit. You don't need much, it seems, if you've taken a break. Not many salty drinks. Don't. No, please. No, please. No, stop. I'm kind of stopped drinking. Potash is salty. It's okay. It's okay. I really, went there. We have some chunks in my office. It's pretty. It's very pretty. Different shades of pink, salmon, white, and clear. Potash. I'm guessing that's some drink. Maybe that's why I don't understand. Like, it's a name for something that you eat. There is a very accurate description of graphic designer. Love to you so much. Seeing you, dear one. All the Sasquatchian kids know what potash tastes like. I've never even heard of it. Hey Google, can you show me some potash? Oh. Potash includes various minced and manufactured salts that contain potassium and in its water-soluble form. The names derive from potash. Plant ashes or wood ash soaked in water in a pot, the primary means of manufacturing potash before the industrial era. The word potassium is derived from potash. Oh, how about that? Okay, so it's a type of salt. And you drink it? You just drink it straight like that? Can't imagine that's bad, helping you replace some of those salt levels. There's also a sodium sulfate mine here. It always looks like there are snow drifts around it, even in summer. That is probably going to be a limitation that I think my dad hasn't faced just yet, right? Building infrastructure to survive snow like that as well. Like that, I didn't even consider. Damn, what is this wheat strain? Is this the soap? I gotta look for that. No, this is lemon cheesecake. It was lemon cheesecake. That's what it says on the tin. Francis's lemon cheesecake. I don't know who Francis is, but it's Francis's lemon cheesecake, and it slappeth very much so. Not many salt trains. No. Thanks for the intention to make our world better. It is appreciated. Thank you, Alex Frog, for choosing to say something beautiful like that to me, dear friend. You're doing the exact same. I thought you grew your own. Yeah, I do. But not on this level, right? Mine is outdoor weed, which is weed. It makes you high still, right? But there are notes, right? I feel like my weed has the very loud note in the bag. Always so loud. Very loud weed. You get blazed. You will 100%. The energy has been put into it in that way, at least. But then there is, the amount of bud alone that you get off of like an indoor plant sometimes. Like there is like an expectation and enough energy to put in a certain level of care that you get weed that, really has like a speciality to it. Monarch butterflies have been dropping the other one. Stop dragging. No. I don't know if any of South African drag queens, but the first season of RuPaul's Dance Race Was from Cameroon. I didn't actually know that. That's so cool. Yeah, I think there are some. Surely there would be some. Like I feel like South Africa just doesn't get much attention when it comes to like the media landscape. Like it's very hard for a South African artist that's doing really well here to break into like the American markets. All right, time for coffee and then to go out to this beautiful day. Enjoy yourselves, y'all, as I hope you do too. Nanshi, I see either a boat or a spaceship traversing, sending you lovin's on your journey. I'm alive and I'm improving. I don't use hats. I moisturize every day. There we go. How do you think my skin stays looking so beautiful? I was wondering, bro. I was trying to catch some tips, so covertly. Considering, as I am an old man, you are an old man. You're barely 19. Oh, what are you talking about? Have you seen how beautiful you are? Old man, my ass. Y'all, short to that. Hey, Shell, blessed to you. I am committed to not purchasing weed until at least next year. Bless you on that journey, bro. That's a beautiful commitment. Maybe you can smoke with some loved ones, but not buying for yourself as like an approach. I respect that, bro. Potash is the number one thing we mine in Saskatchewan. It's used in making fertilizer as well. I can imagine that. I'll send you a picture of some. You don't have to open it now. Thank you. My bestie lives in that province as well. How about that? More synchronicity. And we officially reached the bottom of the comments. Can you believe it? Only took us an hour and 40 minutes. That's some good time. Yeah, that's some good time we made. What the heck? Where? Maybe it's close enough. Let's see if he knows all of the details. I rarely know all of the details of where my friends live exactly. I posted a photo in general. Let me see some potash. Oh, it's 47 minutes past as well right now. My battery is on 33%. Got some synchronicities. Yeah, I saw that photo as well actually on the Google. Did I not show you, friends? That does look pretty nice. I wouldn't mind having a little crystal like that as a part of my collection too. Maybe you could lick the piece of potash every now and then. Did I close YouTube? Seems like I did. Oh, please, sir, can I go back? Yeah, 77 in your set, of course. What is 33 plus 77 not equal 100? Come on, bro. The world would have been perfect. The world would have been 100% perfect if 33 plus 77 was just like 100. Okay, stop. Da, 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 da. Potash, my bestie lives. Let's see if we'll find out. Which card do you think we're gonna get? Like, let's see if I can show you before it goes away. That's trippy. 33%. And it was, of course, 47 just a few minutes ago. But the card we pulled today is card number 33. Upside down. Yeah, synchronicities. Surely this moment is special. Right? That's how I'm interpreting it. Yes. There was an infinite amount of lives that we led. Right? And there were an infinite amount of these moments that we could have had. There was technically 64 different cards we could have pulled in this moment. And every single card pull would have steered the stream in a little bit of a different direction. There would have been a different energy brought into it, different reaction, different color, different everything. And then today, this is the card we pull. And every day we pull the card that we pull, and so many of the days. It feels so special. I'm so grateful to be able to share these moments with you, friends. Because this is my card pull for the day as well, right? I don't pull these for myself that much. So this is like my first time, and pretty much every day's first time getting to get this reading. Card number 33. Regeneration. Transcendence. and excellence. The reverse meaning goes as such: your personal truth may not be popular but however, if you act with integrity, it will bring right action. Your personal truth may not be popular, however, if you act with integrity, it will bring right action. Yeah, I like that. The five-sided geometry of the pentagon informs this card and speaks of regeneration, transcendence, and excellence. These elements fuel the invitation and directive of this powerful volcano goddess. She represents her summons as energy flowing from her rainbow-adorned crown. At the core of this call is a pentagonal spiraling cosmos. This card summons you to recognize your personal potential and transcend obstacles to the expression of your life's purpose. Every life holds the promise of excellence and fulfillment. Sometimes we become caught up in life's flow and lose sight of dreams and visions in the process. It may be helpful to shift your attention to that of the observer so that you may gain a wider perspective of where you are today. That is, to me, the being silent, a little bit more introverted. That I do believe that's what it does. Are you content with your life's direction? Are you following your bliss? This may mark a time when you will make decisions that change the fundamental nature of the way that you live. It could indicate a time of regenerating, of renewing faith, of finding your personal truth. Conversely, this card may help you realize that the truth that is most important to you is the very essence of the life that you are already living. This is a summons to excellence and the renewal of your personal truth. Ah, damn. That feels right. Okay. That's a lot, right? That does feel like a very real call to awareness to me. And they all do, but this one feels particularly aware of me as well, right? Like when you feel the card is looking at you instead of you just looking at the card kind of vibe. Francine Hart, she wrote those words in or before the year 2008. For me to read them now and to feel it appropriate for this moment. Like it's boggling my brain a little bit because it makes me aware of the amount of impact that things have over long distance of time. Maybe there's somebody that's watching this stream in the year, what, 2040? 2030 somethings? And they're having their mind melted right now. Yeah, love you. I appreciate you too, dear friend. Let's do some kalimba, shall we? Yeah. Yeah, get calm with it. Get super calm with it. It's probably gonna switch on. No, I pulled it before it could. Want to get this little windshield. There's not too much wind right now, but you never know. Wind could do a sneaky. Salim. Love to you. Yeah. We ready? See if I can get us a cool scene. Like it is a little bit overcast again today, so yeah, that looks nice. I like that. Should I? No, this is fine. Right? Yeah, this is fine. Let's get it started up. And just like that, we are done. A little jumping spider landed on me for a second, and then was on its way again. We gotta get Francine to stop in here one day. We have been missing her. Maxine too. In fact, right, Mojo? How cool would that be? So much love. There is our Shan message as well. I'm gonna give it a few more seconds before reading. There we go. Second one is down. Usually I feel comfortable with starting to read right now. So I'll bring it back and say, have the mostest, beautifulest day, everyone. I wholeheartedly love you all so, very, very, superly duperly, epically epic, tremendously immensely, staggeringly stupendously, hugely, dearly, beloved, delightfully, dexterously, distinguishedly devoted, Meltmore, and all of you. Oh, so very, very wonderfully, whimsically, astronomically, adorably, enchantingly, elegantly, vivaciously, infinitely, gorgeously, incandescently, luminously, magically magical, so very deeply cherished divine friends that are appropriately mindful when angry. Love is true. I couldn't have said it any better myself. Thank you, Shan, for saying it so beautifully, for letting us all receive such a beautiful message, right? Because that all of that goodness is now inside of ourselves, right? You think you cannot get Shan's flower remedies, frequencies. You just got frequencies by words and text alone. What? Isn't that crazy? I think so. Beautifully so, at the very least. I appreciate you, friends, so much. And we'll see each other again tomorrow. Love you. Thank you for joining me. Goodbye for now. I saw my own name highlighted for a second and it tripped me out. I'm tripping myself out even more. Yeah, suffer. Sit in it. I love you. Until tomorrow. Oh, goodness.